I've always had great mentors and coaches. You know what I mean? Like my wrestling coach wrestled D1. He was a very good. He was like pretty much an All-American. He was a very very good athlete and shit. And he instilled that into me very very young because like he made it very clear like if you're not making weight. There was one time in wrestling my senior year I was doing pretty good and I was cutting a lot of weight. I was cutting like 20 pounds to make my weight class. And there was one time it wasn't like the biggest most important match, and he was like, I was like, I didn't feel like cutting weight. So I woke up that morning and I was like over and I didn't really feel like doing it. So I was like trying to play it off until we got on the bus, and I still didn't. I was like still a pound and a half over or 2 pounds over or something like that. And it was like I wasn't gonna tell him. And then I told him like right when we got to the venue, and I'm like, yeah, it's all right. I'll just wrestle next week at States. He was like, no, you're gonna go run right now. And if you don't make weight, you're not wrestling next week. You're not wrestling next week. And that was everything that I worked for all year to just do states and try to be a state champion. You know what I mean? So that's when I grabbed every sweat thing I had, started running up and down the mats, wrestling, grabbed the teammate, wrestling. I ended up making the weight, and he was like, "Oh, you lucky bitch," you know. He was like, that was about it, man. And that was after that, I was like very, very understood that like I have to hold myself to a very high standard. I have to hold myself
Mm.
above myself and look down and be like, kid, what are you going to be in the future? What do you want to be? And there's still days where I'm a very weak. I'm a very weak man. You know what I mean? Like we all have weaknesses, and whether we want to accept that or not, we have at some point we have to look at ourselves and be like, damn, that's something I got to really work on, or else it's gonna tear me down. And it's something that's over the last couple of years has made my life a lot better, and it's also made my life a lot harder, man. I go in
Mm.
days and I'm like, I really just don't feel like doing really feel like working on myself. And then I'm lucky to have people that I care about and people that I love, and to yell at me and be like, kid, like get your ass out of bed and you got to do this shit.